entitlement because we're paying for it. We're voluntarily paying for it. It's not an entitlement, it's a savings plan that we're paying into that we hope to get later on. And if it's going to be insolvent in 9 years, I have no chance of ever getting it.
Yeah. So
I'd like to see us stop calling it an entitlement. My question is, why does the federal government, feel they have to be involved in so many businesses? They've bought an auto business, they've been involved in the energy business, and now they're involved in the medical field. And it has increased the cost so drastically in healthcare that with all the federal mandates and requirements and now electronic medical record, which by the way is not as secure as people think it is. I'm in that field and I see it every day. Why does the federal government feel they have to be involved in it? If they were to be out of it, we'd have more jobs, we'd have lower costs, people could afford to go to the doctor again. I have friends that are in the field also who are doctors who are planning to get out of the field because they won't be able to make a living anymore because of all the costs that they have to have with meeting all the federal mandates. So what can you do to try to get the government out of it?
Yeah, well you can, yeah, absolutely. You can do it by doing some of the things that we've done this year, by turning more authority back to the states, by giving them less power, by giving them less jurisdiction, by repealing regulations that they put into place so they can't impact people's lives. One thing that people don't realize is that right now this administration, right now today, has over 4,000 new regulations in the pipeline. 219 of them are major regulations that will have a huge impact on the economy. And with every new regulation that comes with more power that we see to the federal government. And that's what we need to stop. And that's why we need to go in there and continue to repeal them. You talked a little bit about calling it entitlements, and I wholeheartedly agree. There's a lot of things that are called something that totally leads you to have a different perspective than what it really is. A lot of times when we call it something else, nobody knows what we're talking about, so we fall into that pattern. But the same thing as the payroll tax cut. It's a contribution. It's a contribution into, the payroll tax is what funds Social Security. And that's why it's so critical to me that when we do that we find a way to pay for that. Because the more that people recommend and stand up and say we need to put that into place and not pay for it, and increase our debt, and then make Social Security even more unstable and bankrupt even further, completely irresponsible. So that is why when you heard that whole discussion, and you're going to keep hearing it here for a while, because my goal is to get it extended for a year, because I don't even know how you make 2 months work when you're filling out the forms. I don't know how many of you guys have filled out a payroll contribution form, but it's every 3 months, it's not every 2 months. But We've got a lot of, absolutely, we've got a lot to do. Goodness sakes. All right, I'm going to take 2 more questions.